So this bill simply says before we do anything else with this budget, we need to know where we're making money and where we're losing money. I think we all do that in our own personal expenditures. When times get hard, you look at where you're making money and where you're losing money. You begin to cut things that are not beneficial to your family. Some of us turned in cars. My constituents literally, when times got hard, they said, I can't drive an SUV anymore. The gas is too much. I'm going to have to downsize. It wasn't the car they wanted. Some people downsize homes. Nobody personally does anything to harm their income at a time like this or their expenditures. The state just has to take a physically neutral approach to this thing. Party neutral approach, friendship neutral approach. And that approach is the same thing we would do with our finances. Let's review everywhere we're giving out money. If we're giving out money unnecessarily and it's not benefiting the state, then we're going to bring it home. I'll give you an example. My niece takes piano lessons, right? I pay for them. Not that it breaks the bank, but you look and see whether she's enjoying it, whether she's skipping classes because she's not with you, and whether it's benefiting her and enhancing her. Because if it is not in these tough economic times, you counsel them. So I'm calling her more. She's 8. I'm saying, how are you enjoying piano lessons? Are you learning? Are we being progressive? What's happening? You do it with your own children. You do it with your family members. If you're visiting a physician and you've been paying $20 more for your copay because he's in a good side of town, you love the amenities he gives you when you're in there, or a dentist office. At this time, you have to make the choice of whether you can afford that extra $20 copay every time you go in, right? That's where we are. We're trying to figure out right now, just like families are trying to figure out, can we afford the extra? Now, I for one, don't want to make the decisions I'm making right now without that information. So until they give it to us, we're just voting things down. Even if they pass, my vote is no. I can't make a decision on it without the information. Now, no one fought it in committee, and we're very pleased about that. But I've gotten a couple of calls as I walk through the Capitol saying, what are you doing with this bill? I say, I'm doing exactly what the governor promised. I'm being transparent. Because that's what was promised to us. Transparency. What was promised us is that we look at every piece of the budget, everywhere we were expending money, and we would see whether or not it was beneficial to the state. Tax credits, tax rebates are an expenditure of state funds, bottom line. Where we recoup is when they bring in more money than we spent out. And so when someone asks you what House Bill 1104 does, I say you can tell them it does exactly what the governor promised us. It provides transparency and fiscal responsibility. That's it.
Yeah. I have a question.